so my children learned here for 12 years. And after 12 years, I understand that the solution, or the beginning of the solution between the conflict between the Palestinians and the Zionists, the Muslims or the Jews, it depends only if we can be grown up enough to say what happened in the past we must forget. We've done mistakes, the Zionist part, the Jewish part, the Palestinians have done mistakes. We are right and you are right, and the only solution is to start from today and to see what's happening today and to start from this point. Because the minute a Palestinian comes to me and say, you in 48 drove me out of my house, I'll tell him you're correct, but 2 days before you started fighting. But then he'll say, okay, but 2 months before you brought a lot of Jews to this country. So I'll say, okay, in the 16th century also a lot of Muslims came to this area, and we'll go back to Adam and Eve very quickly. And nobody's right. We're all wrong, and we all want to live here together. So the only solution is to see where Jews live here today and where Palestinians live here today. Maybe yes, to do transfers to bring Jews from highly places where a lot of Muslims live, bring them into an Israeli state, and maybe Arabs who don't want to live under a Jewish rule can leave if they want to. It's hard for both sides. Israel has done this in Gaza, and I think it can be done on both sides. Because if someone, Jew or Palestinian, will say, okay, but my utopia is that everything belongs to me, we'll stay in the same place. The conflict will continue. After 12 years, I don't really think that in the next 100 years, Jews and Arabs or Zionists and Palestinians could live together. I think the only way is to separate between the nations and to give good economy for the Palestinians, good economy for Israel. Everybody, like in the biblical times, should sit under his fig tree and under his grapes and enjoy the land. And I think that's the only solution I can see, because anything else is not good for one of the other sides. I think that most people in the world want to live in peace, and if they have, if they can be their own boss and to take decisions about themselves and also to be responsible about themselves, I think that most people in the world would like to live in peace. Of course, there are extreme people from here, and even without politics, there are murderers all over the world, people. But I think the majority should speak, and the majority is very quiet. What we hear from our politicians and on the radio and with the terrorists, we hear only the extreme, which is 5% of the population, and 90% of the population keep quiet, and that's our problem.
And could you tell me a little of your film? Where did you make this film? Give me the name of the film first.
The film is the First Lesson in Peace. And I followed the first year of my daughter here in Neve Shalom, in the school. And the film begins in her first day and ends on the last day of school. And through that year, which was a difficult year with terrorist attacks and the Israeli army going into Arab cities and all the conflict was around.
Excuse me, which year was it?
204, 2000, 2004.
Fine, thank you.
And she's a little girl. She wants to play with friends. She wants to eat her sandwich. But all the parents around have their political ideas from the Arab side, from the Jewish side, from her family, from her uncle, from her parents, and she's a little girl in the middle. So it's like the conflict through the point of view of a 6-year-old girl, and it's a tragic comedy. You laugh a lot, but you also cry a lot in the film, because you understand that the solution won't come very fast, and we put out so much energy in hating each other and killing each other, instead of taking that energy and trying to build something which is good for our children. That's the purpose of life, I think.
Thank you. I think you brought me a copy.
Yes.
It's very nice. I'm quite interested in it. Thank you very much, Yoram. Thank you.